Welcome to the Ashenborn Archive. This record is preserved. Begin. Audio Codex Entry 11. The Lunar Court, eclipsed by ruin.
The Lunar Court did not resemble the other kingdoms of AshenReach. Where the empires of men raised fortresses from necessity, the Lunar Court raised monuments from mathematics. Vast pale citadels of silver marble crowned the northern reaches of the world, suspended above abyssal valleys upon impossible arches and celestial buttresses. Entire districts were built around observatories larger than cathedrals. Great lenses of polished crystal rotated endlessly toward the heavens, while colossal astronomical engines tracked the movement of the moons with frightening precision. To outsiders, the kingdom appeared holy. To its inhabitants, it was scientific. The scholars of the Lunar Court believed the moons governed all measurable reality, not merely tides or seasons, but memory, distance, aging, gravity, fate, and time itself. Every eclipse was catalogued, every celestial movement recorded across countless generations. Their astronomers became prophets, their mathematicians became priests, and slowly they discovered something impossible. The moons of AshenReach did not move naturally. Their paths shifted in ways that defied all known celestial mechanics. Entire observatories produced conflicting measurements simultaneously, as though the heavens themselves refused consistency. Certain moons vanished for years before reappearing in entirely different regions of the sky. The Lunar Court became consumed by a singular obsession. They called it the Pale Conjunction, a prophesied alignment in which every moon of AshenReach would overlap above the Argent Diadem Citadel during a single eclipse event. The Crescent Regent, patriarch of the Lunar Court and greatest astronomer of the age, dedicated his reign to forcing the conjunction into existence. Under his command, the kingdom transformed itself into a machine designed to alter reality itself. The Parallax Sanctum was constructed at the center of the capital, a colossal observatory temple containing lenses capable of bending space and magnifying celestial influence. Vast chronometric engines were buried beneath the city. Relics, such as the hourglass of stolen dusk, were developed to slow local time around unstable calculations. The people of the court believed they stood upon the edge of transcendence. They believed the conjunction would erase distance, halt aging, and elevate consciousness beyond linear existence itself. And for one catastrophic night, they were correct. When the Pale Conjunction finally occurred, every moon aligned above the kingdom simultaneously. The skies of AshenReach darkened beneath a single impossible eclipse, and pale light poured upward from the earth itself. Then, reality within the Lunar Court began to fail. Not through fire, not through war, but through unraveling. Time fractured across the kingdom like shattered glass. Entire districts became trapped, repeating the same final moments endlessly. Citizens aged thousands of years within seconds before collapsing into pale dust. Others remained suspended mid-motion, neither living nor dead. Staircases now descend into chambers that no longer exist. Doorways open into empty voids or forgotten centuries. The observatories saw something during the alignment. For the scholars eventually realized the moons were never celestial bodies at all. They were apertures, windows, or perhaps eyes. And during the Pale Conjunction, something looked back through them. The devastation that followed was merely the consequence of contact. The kingdom had forced open a threshold never meant to align, and the act of witnessing what existed beyond it shattered causality throughout the entire region. The Crescent Regent survived the catastrophe, though survival may no longer be the correct word. Within the shattered throne observatory, beneath the eternal eclipse, the regent remains suspended outside the normal flow of time. Some travelers encounter him as an old and grieving monarch wandering empty halls in confusion. Others describe a lucid and terrifying scholar, calmly continuing calculations as though the catastrophe has yet to occur. It is said he no longer perceives time sequentially. To him, the lunar court still lives, and has already died, and has not yet fallen. The ruins beneath his dominion have become a graveyard of broken causality. Carrion moths drift through collapsed corridors, feeding upon erased futures. Eclipse reliquary wardens wander endlessly with lanterns containing fragments of collapsed stars. Pale specters reenact their final hours across abandoned plazas, while temporal fractures swallow entire expeditions without warning. Even now, the great observatories continue turning toward the heavens. The ancient machines still function. The moons still watch. And somewhere within the impossible geometry of the parallax sanctum, the Crescent Regent continues his calculations in silence, waiting for the conjunction to come again.
The world of AshenReach also exists as a physical trading card game through collectible Ashenborn Archive relic cards and booster packs. The archivist has authorized a restricted offering for listeners of the Codex. For a limited time, listeners may receive an additional sealed booster pack through the sigil phrase Codex. To claim the offering, add 2 single booster packs to your cart at ashenbornarchive.com. Then enter the phrase Codex at checkout. Ordering instructions and all archive links may be found within the show notes. The excavation continues. The archive's presence endures across the outer channels. Seek the social archives listed in the show notes for visual lore fragments, trading card offerings, and continued dispatches from AshenReach. Follow if you would continue to travel the realm of the Ashenborn Knight, or remain on the outskirts of AshenReach and be forgotten by the archive.